Okay, I'm 2 minutes late. Sorry. Sometimes you get talking and then you forget what time it is, and it's like, oh god, we need to go live now.
Unless you're watching this on archive, in which you didn't even know we were late.
Yeah. I don't like lying to the people, Ashley. I don't.
Fine, yeah, but I'm just filling it in for the people that are watching this on archive. Because not
Yes.
everybody can be up at 4 in the morning. Why am I doing this?
Well, it's called dedication, is what it is. It's something. It's another word that's probably longer and can't be said on live podcast.
Not supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah, I can't even say it.
Yes. Welcome to another edition of the WWE Raw Popcast. Thank you for all you guys and girls out there that enjoyed our Impact Wrestling podcast we had the other day. Um, Not the greatest show, but hopefully we entertained you. Are you not entertained? Hopefully you are. Won't be the only time I reference that on this video. So, actually, I just got a tweet from a friend of mine that I met while in Orlando for TakeOver. And he asked if he could join the conversation for next Monday night's Raw Popcast. Absolutely,
Well,
you can.
yeah, considering that I'm going to be busy with what is getting distracted by independent wrestling, because that's my job. That's my other job.
Yes, and my other job is I am the king of the box office. Literally.
Your other job is drinking ginger beer.
Ginger something, but it's not beer. I am rocking my Kool-Aid from last podcast, the same thing I had last time.
Nice.
So yes, next Monday for the Payback Popcast, the night after Raw, we're going to be joined by Mr. Entertainment. Yes, it's at Mr. ENT92 will be joining myself, talking all about what happened at Raw and the goings on from the previous night's Payback pay-per-view. So yeah, that's live now. That's been said. So, Ashley, what do you think about Raw tonight?
Not bad for a go-home show, but there are still some things that happen on the show that I am questioning what is going on.
Yeah, we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, and where, ironically enough, my mother will be leaving for in about 6 hours for a job. So get your head out of the gutter, people. It's Mother's Day. At least it's like Mother's Day long weekend. So my mom's work is sending her to Cincinnati tomorrow, which is ironic because the last time my mom's work sent her to a nice place like the night before it hosted a Raw. So I thought that was interesting. We're at the U.S. Bank Arena, and a limo shows up, and who steps out? Triple H.
No step. I don't know what's going on there.
You said no Stephanie?
I didn't spot her.
No, she's not there. She's still working on her, what is it, like leadership conference, something like that, I believe is what it is.
Ah, okay.
So she's still dealing with, like, building skills and stuff like that and taking her away from television, which, having the authority off television is not a bad thing. I don't like...
But I thought that thing was over.
And maybe she's taking time for her family.
I don't know if he wants more kids.
Well, Hunter was on television tonight, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
He comes to the ring and he says, Daddy's home. He wants Kane and Rollins to do what's best and basically to get over themselves and coexist. Because it's the right thing to do. So he calls them both out, and Rollins comes out with J&J, and Seth kisses up Triple H, and we get a We Want Ambrose chant because obviously Ambrose is from Cincinnati. and get a "You Sold Out" chant. The crowd were really getting into hating Seth Rollins in the show completely.
The crowd were just basically trying to get over.
Yeah, but they weren't as...
Just chanting for Rollins throughout that first bit. It was seriously a case of, blimey, this could be an awkward thing if Ambrose doesn't come out soon.
Yeah. It's like when the crowds were chanting for Zack Ryder and they had to give him Zack Ryder. I miss those days. They seem so long ago, don't they? And crickets.
Yeah. No. Seems ages ago, but probably 2 minutes.
Well, of course, Kane is called an old dog, and it's time to take the old dog out back and shoot him, basically, is what Rollins says. And Kane responds, is like, you know what? With age comes wisdom. And he says pretty much he should choke slam him straight to hell. Triple H's like, enough, I'm getting in between you guys. I respect you, but you guys need to be on the same page. We know Seth can be irritating, and sometimes you just want to punch him in the face, but you don't. And if he doesn't leave Payback as champion, well, basically your services are no longer needed as director of operations.
For a guy that handed in 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah, he's working at Terry Funk style 2 weeks' notice.
Forever.
Yes. Speaking of that, isn't Terry Funk working like an indie show in like the next weekend or something?
I won't be surprised, that man.
I think I read that on Twitter. He's working some sort of a spot show somewhere.
The man gets around.
Yeah, he does.
Like Necro Butcher.
Yeah. He loves his Facebook games. Now, totally just kills the gimmick right there, doesn't it?
Yep.
Sorry.
You just ruined people signing him now.
I don't think so. Because they're playing it too, because everyone is.
I'm not.
Randy Orton is.
Feel happy now?
So Rollins screams insubordination, and Triple H tells him to shut up. If you can't do it, then we'll just part ways right here and now. So he gives us the main events tonight, and makes us another match between Kane and Roman Reigns. Yay. Main event, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Okay. Jamie Noble starts puffing his chest up and is like, you know what? Seth Rollins is the man. And Triple H is like, oh, I'm sorry, were you still talking?
The best bit was like, okay, who's the bloke that's technically in charge of the company? I don't think it's Seth Rollins. You know, just a matter of opinion.
No. So he's like, let me get down to your level. So he ducks his head down and he addresses Jamie Noble face to face and makes a handicap match. Given the fact we're in Cincinnati, the opening does involve Dean Ambrose. So we get Dean Ambrose against Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury in a handicap match. Pretty one-sided, obviously.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, Mercury got off a really sweet standing dropkick in the match, too.
Not much to say about it, though. It's just hyping up Sunday.
Yeah. I did like the way the finish was set up, though. Because Mercury threw the right and, of course, went right into the Jawbreaker Lariat, but instead of hitting one, he hit both of them. He tossed Noble into Mercury, hit the Dirty Deeds version 2, and got the 3 count. And Booker T says one of the lines of the night and says, we got a new champ. What?
What happened later in the night?
Why do we have a new champ, Ashley? I wasn't aware a title was on the line.
Oh, they're bringing back them karate fighters from Mattel.
Sweet.
I guess Dean Ambrose wanted.
I'm down with that. I'm sure Karate Fighters loves being mentioned somewhere to be relevant again. So we get our next match, our first real match of the night, and it's Dolph Ziggler and Wade Barrett. King Barrett looks a lot like Prince John from Disney's Robin Hood. Have you noticed
Yeah.
this? Like, the crown is even shaped the same way. It's the same color scheme and everything.
Which Robin Hood?
The Disney's Robin Hood, the animated version.
Oh,
He
the
really
animated.
does. Pay attention, seriously. He really does. It's crazy. So, right after bell, Ziggler hits a super kick, near fall, and then we go into the match. Dolph hits a boot in the knee, name dropper gets a 2, goes for a super kick, spun around waistland counter, back kick, bullhammer counter, drop kick, roll up 1-2 and a kick out. He charges, he goes shoulder first into the ring post. Sheamus comes out for the distraction. I like him with his little cap and his like wet down slick back hair. I thought that worked. He doesn't look like a Futurama character anymore.
Zoidberg.
Yeah, he really does. So he hits of course, this distraction allows Barrett to nail the bullhammer and gets the 3 count. So it's officially announced at Payback we're going to see Barrett against Neville and Dolph against Sheamus one more time.
Yeah, in a rematch of sorts, although it doesn't have any stipulations, so sort of boring.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of making on matches on the fly because they realize, oh god, we got a pay-per-view in a week. We need to make matches. We got like 4 matches announced for this card now. We need to like make matches tonight. So
Yeah, that's going to be a good thing for you to mention, considering what's happening in the next few weeks.
I got that in a little bit. Actually, I got that next page, so we'll talk about that in a minute. So apparently on SmackDown, which of course I don't watch because I watch Raw, and SmackDown apparently doesn't need to be watched most of the time anymore because you get the same thing on Raw. Eric Rowan has basically been playing games with Luke Harper. He shows up after the match is over and he beats up Harper's opponent, and it looks like we're leaning towards the reformation of Harper and Rowan.
Because that's what the tag team division needs. A good tag team.
Agreed. Well, a good tag team that's going to get pushed. I don't mind the tag team division right now. I wish they would do something with other people, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, because on SmackDown we had him against Luke Harper, Fandango ends up facing off against Eric Rowan. And being a fan, obviously, sometimes when it comes down to it, the announcers really just suck at their job. But could you imagine how demeaning it would be to being in the ring, and next thing you know, they're basically betting without putting monetary value on it how many seconds it's going to take for someone to beat you?
Technically, Eric Rowan has become Baron Corbin.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a good finish.
Yep. I said technically.
Well, I don't. Yeah, but I'm not really a big fan of either one, really. Rowan's fine. It's just I never liked Baron Corbin. He's a better heel, though. I like this program they're doing with Rhino. It's actually something I called when I heard he was coming to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan hits a full Nelson slam, gets the 3 count, about 40 seconds. And then we get the whip into the avalanche to the discus lariat, and the Wyatt family have left Fandango laying in the center of the ring. Yeah, if this leads to them becoming a team full-time again, I'm totally for this.
Yeah, if they're the new tag team champions, I wouldn't object.
I wouldn't either.
Mainly because, that tag team division needs good tag team.
It needs to be freshened up a bit because it got Uso stale for a while. And then when we had an actual injury take one of them out, it was kind of like, let's freshen up the tag team division by bringing in new tag teams. But they basically rested on their laurels and did the same thing they did before. And giving Rowan and Harper the tag team titles was something they never did. So now they have the way to do it, and it freshens it completely up again.
Yeah, but still, I prefer to see them as champions than practically any other team.
Hey, I like the New Day, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, up next, of course, it's the 9 o'clock hour, and that means it's time for the John Cena Open Challenge. Cena basically has become Diamond Dallas Page. He is the everyman now, and this championship is the everyman's championship. Everybody's got a chance to win this title, regardless how low on the totem pole you are.
I thought you were bringing up the heel turn.
Well, he's using the heel turn too, but I mean, I'm just using it from the perspective that he's basically being like, the world title is basically all about politics and everything, but every man can go after the Intercontinental Championship. I like that.
It makes sense, have it defended practically every week. Having somebody have a go at it that you wouldn't expect, or you would expect this time if you played WWE 2K15.
We've been calling this match for the Cena Challenge for weeks now.
Yeah, ever since week 1.
It's been obvious all along. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. John Cena has got a lot of backlash from the IWC that he can't wrestle, he's going to put people down, yada, yada, yada. You hear it all the time. But Cena has consistently given some of the best segments on Raw every single Monday night, without a doubt. These matches are great.
That's the positive thing with Cena, the fact that you're getting regular, good matches from him, rather than the stale stuff you had previously.
I love it, honestly, because it's shutting up a lot of haters. If you notice, obviously the fans are having fun with the John Cena sucks chant and going back and forth like they normally do, but you notice that there's a lot more people that are cheering for Cena, especially tonight. He had a lot more of the crowd than he didn't have, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems to be the case.
More crowd than we've seen in months, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And he comes out and he faces off. Yes, it's finally against Neville. So we know that he's faced Seth Rollins time in and time out. I'm pretty sure he's faced Big E once or twice. He faced Sami Zayn last week in a phenomenal match, given the fact that Sami Zayn was legitimately hurt. So who does he face this week? He continues the NXT champion list and goes into Adrian Neville, who apparently is not only the man that gravity forgot, but also the new sensation.
He's everything.
He is. He's everything to everyone.
He's everything and nothing. He is a mystery.
He is Neville Man. Yeah, this match was really good. Got the crowd into it big time. Cena goes for his 2 shoulder blocks and ducks the right hand. He's going for the proto bomb, but of course Neville floats over, lands on his feet, hits a deadlift German, gets a 2 off of that. Cena goes to the floor, hits a baseball slide drop kick, and he looks like he's going for the Spaceman plancha, but instead he ends up hitting like a springboard into a corkscrew senton. Looked great. Mm-hmm. We get back in the ring. Cena hits the proto bomb, goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle. He goes for the AA, and Neville grabs the ropes. He charges in, he eats the boot, heads up top, and tremendous move by Neville. He hits a middle rope Phoenix splash, gets a 2 count off of that. So Cena gets caught with a spinning back kick and front kick, spinning back kick. He gets caught off the ropes with Cena nailing a modified Michinoku driver. And JBL called it a Taka driver.
Yeah.
And if you had it on captioning on your television, which I do just for fun, just to see some of the weird things the captioning miss, they called it a Tonka driver. Quite a truck right there. So he goes for the AA. Neville counters into a crucifix roll up, gets a 2 count off of that. Boot in, whip in, tip up, and of course he floats over. Cena charges in, eats the back elbow, and given the fact that we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, Neville channels his inner Brian Pillman and hits a flying body press, but of course he gets caught. Cena uses his strength advantage to lift him up on the shoulders, go for the AA. Neville lands on his feet. Cena comes off the ropes, catches a side kick for a 2 count. He drags him in the corner going for the Red Arrow, but of course he gets caught with the SDF. And he bridges back to have Cena's shoulders on the canvas, gets a 2 off of that one. So Cena nails him with a huge lariat, spins him like a top. He misses the charge, the high kick. He no-sells it, hits the AA, he gets a 2 off of that. Just like with Sami Zayn, someone else kicks out of the AA again. That's an important thing to think about.
The only people that kick out of AAs are NXT talents.
That's exactly.
I like Rusev.
Oh. Hey, Rusev and NXT probably would have got more against Cena, honestly.
Yeah.
So Cena picks him up on the shoulders, going for an AA off the top, back elbow, and of course, he goes for the sunset bomb, but instead of the sunset bomb, Neville walks to the middle of the ropes, hits the sit-out powerbomb, and gets a 2 off of that. Heads up for the Red Arrow, and he connects, but right as he connects, Rusev hits the ring, disqualification, and he nails the leaping kick, sends Neville to the floor. Leaping kick to Cena, stomp accolade. Cena looks really weird when he sells the camel clutch, and that's the end of that. Well, we obviously know that Cena's going to win on Sunday.
Yep. You do the reverse of what you see on television.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking at this point, I think I mentioned this last week, actually, if I remember correctly, that I think we're going to do Lana tossing in the towel, and that's going to lead to their breakup. She was just doing what she thought was right because Rusev was in such pain. She didn't want to see him in that kind of torture, so she throws the towel in, and Rusev's going to scold her for it.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense to me.
And then Pitch Perfect 2 happens.
Yes. Yes, it literally does. Within days, mind you. It'll probably be the #1 movie in the country by the time that Payback comes out.
Ooh. I think...
I don't know at this point, man. It could go either way.
May reject that.
It could go either way, man.
Oh, I'm being distracted by Tessa Blanchard versus Candice LeRae. My bad.
So, up next, let's quickly talk about Roman Reigns and Kane. They basically just fought on the floor, and match never got started. Roman ends up hitting a Superman punch, which gets stopped by a choke slam attempt. The next time he goes for it, he actually connects, and since every single week, it seems like a prerequisite, we have to have a Botchamania reference. The Japanese table comes into play again, and he spears him into the table.
Oh, my word.
It was a match.
Well, no, it wasn't, was it?
It was a fight. It was a fight that was there.
To quote Gorilla Monsoon, it was a happening. Where nothing happened.
It was a happening, and I'm talking about the movie. Now, Tamina comes out, and she faces Brie Bella, basically short. It was kind of there. She hits the running knee.
WWE watches this show.
I'm sure they do.
WWE watches the show because they dressed Naomi to not look like Karma this week. Congratulations.
You mean Tamina?
No, Naomi was Karma last week, remember?
Well, yeah, that's true.
With the knots, and the black bra, and the black pants, and the black tights.
Yeah, that's true.
This time she was just in a... Nope! Clearly inspired by Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
I hope Dean's getting a cut of that t-shirt.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that should probably be thanking their lucky stars they don't have to wear gear anymore.
Yeah, but because of the note code, considering how meme-worthy that is with Mr. Ambrose, I hope he gets a cut of the revenue, because clearly it's inspired by his meme.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure he was doing some mastering tonight, to be honest.
Yep.
Lucky man.
I didn't see her on the show.
I don't think she even did the pre-show, honestly.
Oh, the pre-show. Bloody hell.
I'll talk about it, because I don't watch the pre-show.
Rather than being in the Stanford studio, behind the guys where they're trying to work out what to do,
Yeah.
we were in a green. I've seen gamers on YouTube and Twitch with a better green screen setup than what WWE had. I've seen Epic Rap Battles of History has better green screen than WWE has. It made all of them, even Scott Stanford, look about 15 foot tall. Not in a good way.
Isn't David Otunga working on the pre-show too?
Yeah, and Corey.
Okay.
Poor old Corey.
Yeah.
He's better. That's why he's got his own TV show.
Hey, he's doing well for himself.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great, because that's a great segue. You just wrote it right in there. Did you end up watching the E60 special?
No.
Oh my god. Check it out as soon as you can. It is amazing.
I've heard it was pretty damn good.
You will not look at certain people, especially not Adam Rose. You will never look at Adam Rose the same way again. And they were focusing
Well, I won't
on...
look at Xavier Woods in the same way again.
I like Xavier Woods. Did you see that they had some stuff that they cut out of it with Big Cass and Tyler Breeze?
I'm not surprised.
That they were good segments. It was good. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the E60 Behind the Curtain, please check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. And while we're promoting things, were you aware that JTG did a book?
Yes.
Yes. Currently, it is available for $1.32. It's going to go, I believe, to Amazon. It's a PDF file. It's going to go
okay. It's not an actual book. I was going to say, if the book is actually $1.32, that's a bit, wow.
It's going to Amazon. It's going to be $1.99.
Okay, it's going to be a Kindle thing. It's going to be a digital version. That's all right.
It's correct.
I thought we meant, I'll get my old Hewlett-Packard printer and print it off.
No, I'm actually looking at it right now. I read it this morning. It's pretty entertaining. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance to. It's Damn, Why Did I Write This Book by Jason Paul. All right. So that out of the way, I wanted to promote a couple things here. What do you think about Curtis Axel doing Axelmania?
Are we talking before everything, or?
Yeah, we're just going to start before everything. We're going to start, first, what's your first opinion on it?
In general, I thought it was a joke thing, but the amazing thing is the fans stuck to it.
Correct.
Probably because they knew that Hogan was coming along at some point.
You're right.
But the angle that they've gone, I like, but also don't like.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about that separately, actually. Here's my problem with it. Obviously, if you wanted to do anything with Curtis Axel and Damian Sandow, you do Mr. Perfect and the Genius. Because, duh. Now, turning Curtis Axel... Yeah, exactly. It's the problem. It's too obvious. Turning Curtis Axel into Hulk Hogan is one thing. He's got the promos down, but here's the thing. He does not commit enough to the gimmick to wear any sort of gear like it. Once he tears the shirt, he's just Curtis Axel.
Yeah, he's part of the NWO.
Yeah, he needs... No, that's Adam Rose. He needs...
No, that's...
His Hollywood Rose tights, yes.
Mr. Perfect.
Well, you see, if he came in and he shaved his face and he started wearing the singlet and did the Kurt Hennig gimmick, did the Mr. Perfect gimmick, which of course is my favorite wrestler of all time, and used Sandow as his Lanny Poffo, I would totally have dug every second out of that. But now you have Curtis Axel being Hulk Hogan. If he's gonna do this, would you agree that he needs to commit and get Hogan style gear made so this fits better?
He needs a Hogan stash.
Yep.
He needs the whole bandana covering up the fact that he actually has hair.
Yep.
He needs the feather boa.
Yep. He needs tights.
He needs to come out to Jimi Hendrix because that was the best version.
That would be that's copyright issues. I would say he'd come out to Real American.
Yeah, but if you can get away with cult personality for so long.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think they're using that copyright anymore.
Yeah, I can't think why.
Yeah, it's a mystery. But do you agree that he does need to have some sort of a gear that fits the gimmick that he's doing?
Somewhat, rather than the Axelmania trunks.
The Axelmania trunks would be fine if they were yellow.
Yeah, but that logo isn't relevant anymore.
No, it's still the WrestleMania play button. So this is where we start talking about what Damien Sandow's now doing. He is now the Macho Mandow. He's got his own Tron. He's got the right gear. And he's trying to do the impersonation as best he can.
It's the whole. You see, I like the macho thing, but I don't know whether it's entirely in the best taste.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Yeah, that's where one time where I don't want to say this, but I agree with JBL.
Oh God, spinning in his grave right now.
Yeah, with a cup of coffee.
Well, what about Jay Lethal, who easily is the best Randy Savage impersonation, just doesn't do that anymore.
That's the Ultimate Warrior impersonation.
Yeah, it's true.
What I'm talking about, look for their match as part of one of the Ring of Honor shows at Bourbon Street, I think it was.
WrestleMania weekend?
They literally had the Macho King, Jay Lethal.
Yes.
On the Ultimate Delirious, which was practically move for move WrestleMania 7.
Yeah, I saw this match in pieces, and it's pretty glorious.
Lethal won.
Yeah. So, this is interrupted by the Ascension.
Oh.
And this basically gets led to them all brawling, and Axel and Sandow clear the ring. And say what you want about this gimmick, and I know a lot of people are going to, and I will too, but I gotta admit, the Mega Powers handshake is really awesome to see again.
Mega Powers is more interesting than the Ascension.
I'm telling you, if they wouldn't book them as the Road Warriors, I would probably be a lot more invested in Victor and Connor in WWE.
They didn't book them as the Road Warriors.
They're trying to.
They booked them as the Legion of Doom. Completely different thing.
Yeah.
What a Courtney Rush.
Oh my God. I much preferred the Ascension in NXT when they had the dark gimmick, and they would have fit really well with the Wyatt family back then. And all the matches they had in NXT. I very much enjoyed their run, and then they got brought up to the main roster, and now they're ripping off 80s tag teams. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Anybody saw last week tonight with John Oliver? Even he's stolen Ascension's logo with their Federal Reserve mascot being Pyramid the Illuminati thing. I can't remember. The only time I watched that show, and the best bit is Bob Balaban was one of the mascots.
Sweet.
As himself.
That's anything with Bob Balaban I will watch. You called the Christopher Guest mark in me, but I'm a big fan of Bob Balaban's work. All right, let's take it down a little bit. Daniel Bryan comes out. He says he doesn't do well with downtime. He needs to be where the action is. And he basically makes it known that the fans are the reason he got the opportunity that he did, which is true. And like it or not, Stephanie was right to do what she did when she stripped me of the title. You people deserve a fighting champion. Apparently he had an MRI last week, and the doctor said they don't know how long he'll be out, whether it's going to be months or weeks or indefinite. So he basically says we all deserve a champion fighting for this championship. We deserve Wade Barrett and Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. I'm going to leave it in the ring. Literally, he does. And I officially relinquish the Intercontinental Championship. And the fans were chanting, thank you. Daniel was really a sad state of affairs. And he says, no, thank you. And he lays the championship in the ring. He leaves. He goes up the ramp. And he does the yes chant potentially one more time. This is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm literally worried about Bryan Danielson's well-being at this point. Because, I mean, he could have a myriad of things wrong with him that no one knows about.
The positive thing is, though, at least I think this time, he's actually spending time away and not coming back too early.
He's going to get better. He's going to get himself better physically and emotionally. So if he does get clearance to ever come back, he's going to be 100%. I don't think he's going to step back in a ring until he's 100% again, if that ever is the case.
Mm.
But the alternative medicine, I mean, it's catching up to him. Like, he didn't get the right surgery when he got hurt, and now it may have possibly cost him the rest of his career.
Which is a shame. But,
It really is.
That's the life of a professional wrestler, sadly.
It's like, I can tell you a story where a friend of mine who is no longer in the wrestling business took a clothesline, just a basic clothesline, and his heart stopped. And they had to revive him.
Bloody chick.
So things happen. They happen sometimes. And I know a lot of people put a lot of blame on Sheamus. And that match was pretty hard-hitting. But every time you step into a ring, regardless if you're doing something for 5 minutes or 25 minutes or what you're doing in a ring, you're taking a risk. And anybody that steps into a ring, man or woman, knows what they're doing when they do it. They know that the next step they take could possibly end their career and their own physical well-being. But you do it for the love of the sport and the love of the crowd's reaction, and you get addicted to that reaction the crowd gives you, whether it's good or bad. And you just want to go out there and perform, regardless how you feel physically or how you feel mentally or emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that the Indies have taken a lot out of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, and I think it's they did it in the right way. They didn't do any sort of stupidness.
Yeah.
They, let him leave the belt in the ring, leave, fade to black, and then when they came back from break, you had the commentators address it, and they said, gave their honest thoughts, saying it's a shame, they didn't sort of go, storyline or kayfabe on it. Well,
Yeah.
they weren't kayfabe on it. They were just like, they sort of did very similar to the Edge sort of thing
Yeah, exactly.
a few years back. No stupid crap, seriousness.
And I know it's not the same situation at all. Obviously, it's one thing about one person leaving a company because they wanted to, and one stopping wrestling for the time being because they kind of have to. But they did the same thing when AJ Lee left the company. They did not treat it as a storyline. They didn't do anything. They were just basically like, thank you, and they went on to the next segment.
Yeah. But then again, of course, AJ didn't really give like a speech or anything.
No. And I don't know if we'll ever hear a speech like that from her again, because it sounds like, from reading for what people say, meeting her at cons and everything, she used to be really jovial and like friendly with everyone, and now she seems extremely reserved. They have they have a no touching rule apparently though that pertains to her. But I can understand that, honestly. But I mean, we both have seen Daniel Bryan. I'm pretty sure you've seen Bryan Danielson wrestle live, haven't you?
I'm not that lucky.
Really?
Of course not.
I've seen a couple tags actually myself, and I never got to see like the true like Ring of Honor style American Dragon Bryan Danielson live, but I've seen the matches, I've watched the tapes, and he's had a tremendous career. And if it's over now, I mean, if this is the end and he's not ever able to come back, I mean, I'm more worried about his personal health than I am about seeing one of my favorite wrestlers in the ring. I'm sure a lot of people share that sentiment.
Just by seeing his matches alone across, the company's been in PWG, Ring of Honor, other indie promotions. You don't even have to be in person to see the amount of effort that he puts into his matches.
Completely.
A bunch of shows that he did as part of his farewell tour with Colt Cabana with the Wrestling Road Diaries thing.
Yes. And I'm not gonna lie, when he did the tie thing to Justin Roberts and choked him with his tie and got fired from WWE, I did that as a manager. I took that, did it as a manager, and I choked Tracy Smothers' daughter, Jessie Bell, right in front of him, and then got kicked for it. So yeah, I've taken for Bryan Danielson too.
Blimey.
But seriously, if it's all over and this is the career we reflect on of Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, he's had an amazing career that is going to be marred by a lot of bad luck, but a lot of great fortune. I guess there's really not much else that can be said, but thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, and let's hope you do come back.
I definitely want to see him back, but if it's one of those, don't rush to come back.
Yeah, only come when you know that you're fit and ready to come back, not like 70 or 80%.
Yeah, because you don't want to give the crowd 70%. You want to give the crowd 100%. And if you can't do that, if you can't compete in the ring like the level that you were before, then, I mean, you've had a tremendous career, and your fans are going to understand. They will. They're going to be upset, but they'll understand that your health and well-being comes before your wrestling gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get right with yourself first before anything else goes further.
Yeah.
And I would take Brie off television right now for a little bit to let them take some time for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, but once again, we hear echo the sentiments of all wrestling fans, whether you have stepped in a ring before, whether you sold a ticket before, set up a ring before, just bought a ticket to an event before. We all want to thank Bryan Danielson for his contribution to the world of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
All right. And we go from that to finding out that the tag team title match at Payback is going to be 2 out of 3 falls. Cesaro does not have good luck with 2 out of 3 falls matches.
Yeah,
Didn't he lose 2 straight to Sheamus?
I can't remember.
I think it was Night of Champions. I think it was the pay-per-view I was watching at Cabana Bay. It was around my birthday last year. I'm pretty sure that he lost 2 straight falls in the match. This was Cesaro and Big E. Obviously, we're setting up the tag match. One thing I could take from this match is Xavier Woods really loves him some NBA Jam. Did you hear the boom shakalaka and he's on fire? I mean, seriously, I thought it was Dick Vitale sitting right in front of me.
It wasn't. It wasn't a true game though.
No.
Because in my games I always played as the horse.
Nice.
So when the character got a basket, it was horse.
I only played in the arcade console. I did not know that existed.
That might have been on NBA Showtime, which in essence was NBA Jam, just the version for the PS1.
Who's heating up?
Yeah, Boom Shakalaka and all that was still in it.
Yes,
you can play
yes.
as a horse.
Right on.
With Kobe Bryant.
Could you play horse as a horse? No.
Well, possibly even 4, because I don't know if you could have them on opposite sides, players-wise. You could possibly have at least 2 horses. You could have the LA Lakers represented by a white horse and a brown horse.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. So,
And the announcers would just go, horse!
wow. Well, the New Day got some really cheap heat by shooting on Pete Rose.
And Daniel Bryan, you noticed.
And he's like, Daniel Bryan's gone.
We're the positivity. Yeah. Positively stupid.
Positively not Paige in this case.
Yeah, PMP.
Okay, yeah, so this is Cesaro and Big E. Let's talk about this real quick. These two are okay in the ring together, but something just did not click. One major spot is what I'm referring to towards the end, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Cesaro hits the side salto, not really a deadlift, he just kind of hits it. And Big E ends up hitting the belly-to-belly, goes for the big splash. He misses. He charges in STO from Big E, gets a 2 off of that. Charging shoulder and a clothesline. And, of course, Big E tries to go up on it, and he gets caught with a springboard into a Swiss uppercut after ducking the clothesline. He ducks the clothesline, and he hits the rolling German into what should have been an overhead release belly-to-belly suplex, but it didn't work. It looked dangerous as all get out, and it didn't seem like Big E wanted to take the bump.
Well, Big E wouldn't.
It looked bad. It looked like it's one of those tuck your chin or die moments.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, some people would have preferred the latter.
Hey, that's one of the first things I was taught when I was learning how to wrestle. Literally, tuck your chin or die. And that's something that you really want to hear when you're like, oh, by the way, you're about to hit this canvas really hard. Oh, tuck your chin or die. What does that mean? You're about to find out. So, he hits the corner to corner Swiss uppercuts 3 times. He goes for a double leg, which looks really awkward again. Kofi gets involved, and Tyson Kidd pulls him off. Field goal kick to Xavier Woods, and Cesaro catches Big E with a awkward roll up, like a hammerlock into a roll up, which kind of was there, and got the 3 count. Yeah, this match was kind of disjointed in places, but I will say right now that Cesaro is superhuman when it comes to his strength. It just seems like they had a bad night.
Yeah, that match just didn't seem to work.
No.
Mainly because when it happens on a Sunday, it won't work either.
I think the match Sunday will be fine, honestly. But I'm okay with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd against anybody, so I'm fine with that. I'm guessing it'll probably be Big E and Kofi that take this match, if I had to guess.
Probably.
So it's made
We'll see who faces Tyson Kidd
on SmackDown.
now.
Yeah.
And then,
So
it'll be Natalia versus the other one.
it's too bad that JoJo failed as a worker because she could probably fit really well with the New Day.
I don't think Randy would allow that.
I don't know if he cares anymore. He's having fun now. Did you notice? Getting the crowds like, come on, get into it. Like he's opening match on a house show that has like 4 people in attendance. Like those little cards you have at the back of flea markets of wrestlers you never heard of. The ring announcer saying 5 minutes to wrestle, 5 minutes to wrestle.
That's what you need.
So actually, we're getting another pay-per-view.
Oh.
But it's not a pay-per-view, it's a free per-view, and it's only going to be on the network.
Oh.
Corpus Christi, Texas, get ready for the return of the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, think about it.
Oh, I'm thinking about the fact that this would have been where Brock Lesnar came back, but not now.
Well, no, think about it. Corpus Christi, Texas. A city that is very well known for being anti-violent. Yeah, those people that want to see blood and whatever, it ain't going to be happening in Corpus Christi.
We're going to have an Elimination Chamber with no blood.
Pretty much.
Are you thinking this is going to be for the Intercontinental title?
It'll be for every match. It'll be an Elimination Chamber match.
Welcome to Lockdown.
Every heel diva will face every heel diva. The US title will be in an open challenge with the Chamber on the line. The tag team one will be a triple threat, but obviously the tag team members can't come in until the pod's open. The Fatal 4-Way will be a no contest because 2 more people will get added and that's how it becomes an Elimination Chamber.
There
The
you go.
IC title open, whatever. And then whoever qualifies for the final Elimination Chamber automatically qualifies for Money in the Bank. So why are we having the Elimination Chamber as well?
It doesn't make any sense to do this event at all.
No.
It's making
like
more...
Payback this Sunday.
Yep.
2 weeks later for a little thing called Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
And then another 2 weeks we have Money in the Bank. So the idea of build-up for a pay-per-view or a special event, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
Bloody window.
Pretty much.
Why don't we have a pay-per-view every week? Next week, it'll be Bad Blood 2015. Then we'll have Elimination Chamber.
Uh-huh.
Then it
9.
will be the week after. It'll be next Tuesday in Texas.
Next Tuesday in Texas. Why don't we just cut out the middleman and do a weekly pay-per-view every single week and just call it In Your House?
Yeah. In Your House 47, the George Zinnemann affair.
Oh, God. I try to stay away from politics as much as I can, but my Twitter feed does not make that possible.
That ain't politics.
It is in some ways.
That's just guns.
It's just guns can be politics as well.
Only if they're smoking.
Oh, God. All right, so we continue with the primetime players. They are paying homage to the New Age Outlaws.
No, they're not. Homage. Stupid parody. That's what you meant to say.
No, they even said themselves they're paying homage.
Yeah, in big, huge inverted commas about the size of the Great Wall of China.
And, of course, Darren Young had... Because writers gotta love messing with Darren Young. It's like, you know what? I really love that. I love Billy Gunn. I love his theme song, and he gets ready to start singing "Ass Man," and he gets shut up, and they do the shaft.
Shut up, because then the anti-gay people will just have ammunition.
Yeah. I got 3 words for you: millions of dollars.
And then it was interrupted by Bray Wyatt, which was the best moment of the night.
Yeah, Bray comes out. He says, "Fear is all around you."
Yeah. And then Bray starts cutting a promo, and it becomes the worst moment of the night.
Yeah, he's like, Ryback, you ask yourself why, and the answer is basically kind of to steal from the movie The Strangers, pretty much. He says, why? Because he was in my way. Pretty much because he was there. The nightmares won't stop, and sometimes the bad guy just wins. And here comes Ryback. Spinebuster, meat hook, Bray powders, all the crowd chant "Feed me more." That's the end.
What of Ryback's career of caring?
God. Bray Wyatt, oh my God, they need to do something with him now.
Mm-hmm.
Give him back Rowan and Harper. The Wyatt family never should have been broken up in the first place.
Mm-hmm. That's what needs to be said.
Why don't you have Rowan and Harper just lay out Cesaro, Kid, and the New Day at Payback on Sunday, and then just leave?
Yeah, that might be the best way to execute that match. Nobody wins. There you go.
No, you do one fall for New Day, one fall for Cesaro and Kid, and the final fall is no contest.
Final fall happens on Monday Night Raw.
No contest, and they do the final fall on Raw. Exactly. I like that.
Really make me watch Raw next week, especially when there's independent wrestling on. Nope.
Speaking of independent,
I will be watching it, but I won't be paying that much attention to it.
Speaking of that, independent wrestling, did you notice that the Tough Enough promo had the Big O in it?
And Scarlett Bordeaux.
Yes, I always thought you'd bring Scarlett up as well.
And apparently all over social media, they've been pushing the Lufisto one quite a lot.
Who has?
WWE. They've been retweeting it multiple times over last week.
I'm honestly going to say anybody that they're promoting on their videos is not a chance. Anybody they could be promoting on Twitter probably has a better chance.
Yeah, because Lufisto, just the Big O, it's like, well, he was very good in that Long Island story, wasn't he?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. He has good charisma.
A memorable guy from that memorable series. I honestly think Keith Apicari's got a better chance.
Um,
Maybe he's openly said he's doing something with them.
we keep saying the word chance. Honestly, I would be remiss if I didn't mention WWE. If you're watching this video, and I implore that you are, please, you need to give a chance to Chance. That's right. Chance Profit needs to sign with WWE. Chance Profit is Tough Enough, and he needs to be a part of Tough Enough.
There you go. You heard it here last.
Yes, Chance Profit. At Chance Profit needs to be a part of this season of Tough Enough. I have other friends that are involved with Tough Enough as well, but I cannot recall their names off the top of my head. I apologize.
Pretty much.
But yeah, main event time, real quick. It's Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. No interference, at least on the surface, which we know that's not going to last. All right, this match was pretty much what we got as a pay-per-view main event last month. Okay. So, Rollins hits a sling blade, gets a 2 off of that, charging forearm in the corner. He heads up top, he gets crotched. Orton just basically stares at him while he reflects the fact that he's holding his groin. Kind of like what Bully Ray did on Impact a couple days ago. Orton climbs up, goes for the superplex, it does connect, and of course, when he gets back up, 2 clotheslines, ducks the clothesline. He goes for the Samoa Joe-style power slam, which we'll actually see the Samoa Joe power slam very soon. He puts on the brakes, and Rollins heads off the middle buckle, gets power slammed, gets a 2 off of that. Snakebite DDT is countered with a neck snap across the top rope. Springboard knee strike connects right in the temple, gets 2.5. So he goes for the buckle bomb. It gets countered into a 3.0 backbreaker, which, of course, flip out, and Orton sets up for the exploder, realizes he's not on the hard cam side, adjusts himself, and hits the exploder. That's brilliance right there.
Yeah, in some sense.
Rollins goes to the apron, and Snakebite's countered, no backdrop to the apron, and Rollins hits the tope. RKO is countered later on in the match with a roll-up for 2. Avada Kedavra connects, but 2.5. And when you see that grounded sidekick in slow motion, it really, really just kills believability of the maneuver. In slow motion, I watch you slap your leg hard. Rollins pounds the mat, goes for the buckle bomb again, gets counter backdrop. Of course, he lands on his feet. Orton does hit the snake bite finally, and RKO is stopped by J&J hitting the ring. They mug Orton. Rollins clotheslines Orton, and Kane comes out, grabs a chair, and just stands there. So Ambrose and Roman come out. All 4 men are in the ring together, and Dirty Deeds version 2 to Rollins. Ambrose picks up Rollins, spear by Roman Reigns, and the former Shield pick up Rollins for the RKO, leaves him laying. Roman spears Randy Orton, and Dirty Deeds version 2 lays out Roman Reigns to a huge reaction as we end with Dean Ambrose on top for the 2nd week in a row.
Which is a sign that, nope.
Yeah, used his own word against him. Good job.
Exactly.
He has no chance of winning on Sunday. Way too much shine. No chance of winning on Sunday. But what we're talking about, a lot of people are mentioning, like, I want to see the Shield brought back together as heels. Okay. Probably not going to happen. Do you think Dean Ambrose is going to go heel this week?
No.
I think he's going to eat the pin.
Heels.
What'd you say?
You've already got too many heels with
Yeah.
Sheamus,
Mm-hmm.
Brett and all that lot.
Yeah, it seems like the dichotomy of face and heel is kind of even right now, somewhat. So I really think that they need to focus on that and not really flip anybody.
It'd be the obvious way.
I'd have Ambrose eat the pin, and then that'd be the end of it. Rollins got beat up like he basically does on house shows or dark matches.
Beaten up in a way, but saying he's winning on for Sunday.
Yeah, he has to win on Sunday. And I think we'll probably get Kane and Rollins somehow, some way at Elimination Chamber.
He doesn't have to. It makes sense if he did.
Yeah.
When nothing makes sense. He doesn't have to. He probably will.
Yeah. I just hope they don't waste money in the bank on Roman Reigns, and I know they're probably going to.
They could go in a different direction.
I'd like if they did.
Until we find out who's in that tournament, it's not worth even deciding.
No.
But of course, we now know that we aren't going to find out who's in that tournament until like the day before, and they'll just do a random drawing. And one of the names comes out as Lana. Everyone's going, "Bull crap!"
It's Battle Bowl. We have a lottery drum and everything, and Renee Young gets to pick these strange bedfellows tag teams, and the winners go into Elimination Chamber.
Where the winners of that will eat pudding.
Yes. Yeah, that was the thing.
More entertaining than most Raws.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we got some good stuff. I mean, Cena and Neville was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And Cesaro and Big E, until it got really convoluted in the end, it was decent. Orton and Rollins was good. Yeah. Barrett and Ziggler, I would have given a little bit more time, but I understand where they're going with that, so you can't really. And Ambrose against J&J was okay. I mean, there was serviceable stuff on the show. It's just we're not getting that kind of reaction that we need from a Raw. We're not getting that every segment's hitting on all cylinders, because it seems like now that's going to be really hard to get everything to really hit.
Yeah, especially when, we've got a pay-per-view in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And another 2 weeks. And another 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And, wait, you've gone to sleep? Oh, wow.
Well, I have good news. Yeah. I have good news, though. Once we get past Elimination Chamber and Money in the Bank, we got a month till Battleground, then another month till SummerSlam, another month till Night of Champions, another month till Hell in a Cell, another month to Survivor Series, and another month to TLC.
No, they'll just randomly start adding pay-per-views every week. Tell you. They're milking this network for as much as they can now.
Yeah, because I'm noticing the 2016 list right now for what's listed for that year, and I don't see a pay-per-view for March.
Well, it's what it is. It's WrestleMania.
Well, I know, but WrestleMania is not until April 3rd.
Yeah, but there'll be an Extreme Rules within 3 or 4 weeks of that.
Yes, but given the fact that we just added an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view out of nowhere, basically, tonight, I would think that they're going to be like, you know what, we're going to do another pay-per-view on the network for March. Let's bring back Judgment Day.
There's no need to.
There's no need to do Elimination Chamber either.
Well, no, there is, because that's in the lull when they want people to tune in.
But
Remember, with the gap between WrestleMania and SummerSlam and Survivor Series are their biggest breaks in between their big pay-per-views.
It's true.
November to January is basically nothing, and January till March / first few days of April is basically nothing. You've got to wait 4 months.
I'm just thinking they're going to pull a fast one and give us a March pay-per-view, kind of like this event on the network.
For a minute there, I thought you said they were going to pull a fast lane. Oh, crap.
God, I hope not. I don't want that event to ever return.
I was getting flashbacks of the war wound.
Oh, St. Louis, Missouri, February 21st next year.
Randy Orton fans will be committing themselves to the sanitarium that week.
And January 24th, my home away from home, the Amway Center in Orlando for the Royal Rumble.
Boo. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, I can't go. I wish I could, but I can't. I can't even go to Money in the Bank, and it's 2 hours away.
Ultra boo.
No lie. Yeah, that was this week's Raw. There was good stuff. There was bad stuff. It's pretty much the same thing you get every single week from WWE now.
There was good stuff, there was bad stuff, there was stuff in between, and then there was stuff.
Yeah, things that make you go, hmm. So,
I'll take that for 500, Alex.
oh wow. Well, on that note, I think we're going to call it for another week. Quick programming note: NXT will be airing tomorrow. Literally and figuratively, NXT will be airing tomorrow.
I was getting confused then.
Yeah, I will be doing an NXT recap tomorrow before the actual NXT, which is going to be airing at 8 o'clock.
That's going to be an awkward one, though. Because it's like, I'm guessing Zayn is still fit enough to wrestle. Also, something that I'd like to note. The show at Full Sail isn't listed on WWE's own website as happening.
Where?
The full tapings.
The Full Sail tapings?
Yeah. The show, the live show, you know, Four Brothers or whatever it's called.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. I knew it had some sort of film tie-in like Payback.
Yeah.
Unstoppable and the TV tapings that are supposed to happen the night after are not even listed on WWE's website.
No, they're not.
They're ashamed of it already.
That's rather interesting because they're not listed on the website.
Oh, you didn't believe me. You had to check. Boo!
Well, that's funny you mention that because I see the tapings are set for May 20th and May 21st at Full Sail, and you can get your tickets. Actually, you can't get your tickets now because they are completely and totally and utterly sold out. The next tapings will be May 20th and 21st at Full Sail, the night after Unstoppable.
Which aren't even listed.
NXTtickets.ticketforce.com.
Yeah, but I'd still think there'd be a link on WWE's own website, like there is for everything else.
Weirdly enough, it's not. It's listing the house shows in Stark, Citrus Springs, Venice, Fort Pierce, Largo, and Jacksonville, Lakeland, and Cocoa, but it's not listing anything and listing the Full Sail tapings, but it's not listing anything more than that. If you go to .com, it's listing the road shows, the road house shows they're doing in Philadelphia and.
Which is stupid because they used to.
Yeah, they've been doing Ticket Force for a long time for NXT shows. I have no idea why they're not listing.
Yeah, but even when it was like that, it's like a link through because obviously not everybody uses Ticketmaster. You know, the venues and whatever. But if you clicked on the link saying buy tickets, it went to the website that basically managed the ticketing for that venue mostly. Or if it was Ticketmaster or done through one of the subsidiaries.
Yeah, Ticket Force.
To there, so I don't see why they can't do that for Full Sail, even if you do click on it and it says sold out.
I think that's that is the reason why they're not showing up on the main website is because they are sold out. You can't buy tickets anymore. That's not going to say sold out on the main website.
Well, it should do.
For some reason, it does not.
You know, you've got to treat these WWE fans like what they are. Idiots.
Yeah. I mean, it lists all the shows in Pittsburgh and Philly and Columbus and Cleveland.
Meanwhile, when they go to the wrestling, they saying it's on, but I can't even go.
You just turned into a Jamaican right there.
I was trying to do Cletus, but I got a sore throat from staying up too late. So
I was listening to Miss Cleo for a second there. Tell me to call back now for the hotline reading.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's the cue to go home. Okay,
Kofi Kingston. He's actually from Ghana.
the faking Jamaican.
The gimmick.
All right. So again, NXT, literally and figuratively, on this network, Pop, and on the WWE network, NXT. Of course, they're not going to be the same video because obviously they're going to be a week later. But than mine. Thursday, brand new sip and snack focusing on Goldfish. Friday, AJ's movie reviews tackles Mad Max Fury Road, and let's see if the hype is true, and Pitch Perfect 2, including some more limited releases as well. Saturday, Ashley returns with Gaming with Ash. You gave us a smorgasbord yesterday. What do you got for us Saturday?
Sort of following on from one thing that happened from the smorgasbord because of what happened today. I want to take a good old look at Kickstarter.
Okay, right on.
Admittedly, there have been ones which have been rather huge failures. But now that you've had Pillars of Eternity come out with a lot of good reviews, and the one I previously mentioned, Yooka-Laylee, and now the sort of spiritual successor to Castlevania, making nearly $1 million in 8 hours.
Wow.
I think that this platform that people treated with contempt is the true way that video game publishers are going to realize, oh wait, we're missing out on money. So we'll be talking more about that.
Sounds good. Sunday, brand new verses will continue, and that will be your cryptic comment is Amnesia. And Sunday night at 11, probably 11 p.m. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
WWE Payback, and of course that archive will be up the next morning. Tuesday will bring you a new edition of the Raw Popcast, which of course is going to come at you live at 11:30 on Monday night. Wednesday we're going to bring you Sip and Snack because Thursday, due to Ashley's commitments, we're not going to be able to give you a live podcast after Unstoppable. We're going to have to wait until the next day, but it will be out on Thursday. No worries.
Not by much. It's literally going to be when the day turns.
Yes.
Those of you that don't have to be up on the 21st, stay up.
And of course that'll bring you into. Go ahead.
No, sorry, hiccups.
Oh, that's fine. So, of course, that also will bring you into Friday, which AJ's movie reviews will be on Poltergeist and Tomorrowland. And it's probably some limited releases as well. Gaming with Ash returns on Saturday and brand new verses on Sunday. Cryptic comment to be announced. More Halloween Horror Nights news once I get it. And, of course, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got all sorts of podcasts coming, WWE, and I'd say another TNA one in June for Slammiversary.
Yeah.
Because that will be live. Yeah.
More than likely, and judging by what I've read from the spoilers, it looks like you aren't far off on your feelings for what's going to happen with that world title.
All right. Awesome.
Trouble may be on its way.
You know it. That's how it should be. And I've been saying it for months. I've been saying it for a year now, actually. But that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. If you'd like to check out Ashley on the SNS Radio Network, you can. He has a regular segment every week called The Whole Indie Show. Ashley, what's the topic of discussion this week?
Probably my thoughts on CZW, which aired this past weekend, and I believe my co-host Sandro went to a 5-hour wrestling show, so I'll probably get his thoughts on that. Plus, we'll have all the fallout coming up to this weekend's big stuff with Shine having their next pay-per-view, Ring of Honor having their pay-per-views. So I think I know what Owen might be doing on Friday and Saturday.
Don't we have a House of Hardcore pay-per-view soon, too? Like a Fight Network show?
House of Hardcore, I think, debuts television-wise today, on the Tuesday.
Okay.
Although that would only be, it's only in certain regions in America, so more than likely you'll have to get some sort of stream off some device. Unless, of course, you're in Canada, in which you get it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
People.
Don't lie. So, also, if you'd like to follow Ashley on Twitter, you can. It's at AshIsMyNameUK. You can send him a friend request on Facebook at Ashley Richardson. Send me a friend request on Facebook at Owen Disney. And feel free to like our Facebook fan page. It is Sir Owen Disney Pop, or under Sir Owen Disney and Pop if you want to search for it, because it's not just easy to type in /Sir Owen Disney Pop. If you just want to search for it, go right ahead. And also, you can tweet me at Sir Owen Disney. And if you have any comments about the podcast or anything involving Pop, you're more than welcome to email me, sirowen@gmail.com. And that's Ashley. You have a Sticks and Flicks style email too?
Yeah, sticks@snsradionetwork.com.
And that's all we've got for today. So join us on Sunday night at 11 p.m. We're going to be talking Payback. And Monday, we're going to be talking Raw. And, of course, those will be archived the next day for you guys to check out. And Mr. Entertainment's joining us next week. So Aaron joining us next week. That's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun with that. So, in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Once again, Ashley, thank you for joining us in the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, so I do Jamaican and you do Irish. Okay, is that how this works?
I have accents. I just don't feel like going into them at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And that you're after my lucky charms.
No. So that being said, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Ashley, thanks again for joining us once more. And we will see you guys on Sunday for Payback.